I just wake up and you're standing over me, lording over me, kind of looking sternly at me.
Noted.
Like with a hammer?
I'm going to try this out.
Be like, I just kindly woke up holding it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now you've given me something to work with.
No, I'm telling you, I'm going to swing on your little ass because I'm not playing that shit.
Whatever, I'm fast.
Okay, but yeah, so no, at that point, I'm done. Yeah, that's serious business.
Along with friends Daryl Ship and Shadola Peterson, another participant at Job Corps, she was an 18-year-old female, Pike made some plans to lure Slemmer out to this steam plant near the University of Tennessee campus. Now, Christa Pike tried to play it off like, hey girl, why don't you come hang out with us? Colleen was naturally pretty surprised when Christa was inviting her to hang out. I mean, Christa had practically, called Colleen her archenemy, her nemesis.
Right, made it known she hates her guts.
And now all of a sudden, Krista's trying to make amends. She's offering her marijuana. She's like, hey, if you want to come hang out with us later, we're going to go smoke some weed. We're going to get high. We're going to go to a video store. We're going to rent a movie. We're all just going to hang out. It's going to be really fun. Let's put the past behind us.
That sounds like a fun evening.
We're going to be friends from now on. Well, Colleen was a little nervous about this invitation, but it was a cold, rainy January evening. She didn't really have much else going on. So she thought, okay, I'm going to take her up on this offer. Maybe I can make peace with her.
Right.
It's going to make my life a little bit better. Maybe we just got off on the wrong foot. Maybe we can be friends.
Right.
Christa would later say her intention was to get Colleen out to this isolated park area to fight her. Because that's just the reasonable way to settle a score, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what normal people do.
Somebody wants your man, so you're going to beat him up.
But they don't even really want your man.
Well,
it's so crazy. It's crazy.
She thought the only way to eliminate her competition was to hurt Colleen. In Krista's mind, this makes sense. Once they walk out to this very isolated area, Colleen starts asking Christa questions like, hey, are we really going to go smoke this joint? Are we going to get high? Are we really going to hang out? I mean, she's getting suspicious, and she knows that something is just not quite right. We all have that gut instinct. Whether we choose to follow it or not, I mean, I think we all deep down kind of know when things don't seem quite as they should be.
Well, yeah, when you start feeling literally like in your bones or in your gut or however you want to put it, that's your primal senses going on.
So
you know what I mean?
It seems like this was definitely kicking in for Colleen.
Right.
Now, Colleen is realizing that Christa was likely maybe tricking her, that probably Colleen was being lured out to this spot so that Christa could fight her. Because this just doesn't seem right. So she tries to get away. Christa begins attacking Colleen. Now they scuffle, and all the while Colleen is begging Christa to stop, saying, hey, let's talk about this. Let's work this out. I don't want to fight you. I don't have any interest in continuing this. Just let me go. I'm not mad at you. I don't want your boyfriend. I mean, she's just really trying to rationalize with Christa. And Christa is calling her a lying bitch, telling Colleen she's not going to come around to Daryl anymore. You can't have my man. I'm going to kick your ass. You're going to leave my man alone. Those kinds of things. Yeah, you can't
rationalize with someone when they're in that state.
Well, at one point, Colleen almost gets away, but Daryl and Shanola drag her back. Now, Christa, flying deeper into a rage with Colleen's escape attempt, she's just infuriated, reaches into her pocket and pulls out a box cutter.
Oh my God.
She starts swiping the blade at Colleen, slashing her skin. Now, after she's repeatedly stabbed and cut Colleen, Daryl grabs the box cutter and carves a pentagram into Colleen's chest. Now, by this time, Christa has pulled out a meat cleaver.
Oh my God.
That she's just carrying around, and she's cutting Colleen. Now, this torture probably goes on for about 45 minutes, that they are all just attacking this girl.
Oh my God.
Beating her.
With a razor?
Hitting her,
essentially a razor?
Cutting her with a box cutter, a meat cleaver. And all the while, Christa is screaming, this bitch will not die. They're getting tired. I mean, it's like, this is a lot of work.
It is, the human body is, yeah, it can take a punt. It can take a beating.
Well, it's almost like this trio was kind of playing a game of cat and mouse because Colleen was being tortured, but she wasn't dead yet. So she'd try to kind of crawl away, and then they would attack and start cutting her more.
Oh my God.
But it's like they were so exhausted with attacking this girl that they were almost having to kind of take breaks to catch their breath. Yeah. Finally, Christa is just really agitated. She can't kill Colleen. I mean, she's trying, she's cutting her, she's beating her. So she's fucking furious. Like, I'm gonna kill you. She's searching the area. By now it's dark, but she finds a piece of broken asphalt, and she takes the asphalt and she strikes Colleen in the head with it. Then she shouts, "I want to see her brains everywhere."
Oh my God.
She ultimately strikes Colleen a number of 5 times with this piece of asphalt in the head, and it kills her. There was some gray, like, brain matter that started seeping out of Colleen's skull. There was a pool of blood forming under the body, and all in all, total, Colleen was slashed over 300 times during this attack.
Oh my God. Could you? Wow. That is torture.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just one of the worst things I've ever heard.
Well, a lot of killers will take souvenirs. We all know that. Christa took a piece of Colleen's skull with her.
That's like, dude.
It was a very savage murder. Now, the crime scene is going to attract a lot of attention, especially of these students who were at this Job Corps campus.
Right.
I mean, this is not so far away. Well, Christa shows up at the crime scene, asking the investigators as she's standing behind the yellow tape, "Who is it? What happened?"
Wow.
Like, she has come back to even see the scene itself. Which we know there are some killers who like to return to the scene.
To see the big commotion they've caused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get off on it.
Yeah, Dennis Rader started out pulling fire alarms and things. And looking back on the fact that,
just the aftermath.
Yeah, as a very young. Yeah, all the people there because he made it happen.
Christa has been bragging to some others at Job Corps about her crimes. Investigators judge from the pentagram carving that they are looking for some possible satanic connection.
Oh, of course.
To this murder.
Yeah, of course.
Christa wears a pentagram necklace, and she's been flashing this piece of skull around to other students at Job Corps.
Okay.
So it doesn't take long for cops to bring the 3 in for questioning. It was within like 3 days that the 3 killers are arrested.
I'm surprised it took that long.
Well, Krista's really eager to talk to investigators.
Wow, she has a lot of the characteristics of real, big boy killers. I think she was...
Oh, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
She opens up. She tells police everything.
She's proud of it.
In 45 minutes, she totally confesses. She confesses. She details everything. Like, once they get her started, she won't shut up. She's just talking and telling them everything she knows. And
she got such a rush out of killing that girl.
Investigators find her bloody clothes in the Job Corps dorm, along with the skull piece in a jacket. They also found a copy of the Satanic Bible among Christa's possessions. A psychiatrist would later profile Christa and say she fit the bill of a serial killer, who very fortunately got caught on the first time, first time she tried to kill.
Because she wasn't any smarter about it.
But
she would have killed again.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the psychiatrist was like, yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that she would have been a serial killer.
She's probably fantasized about killing people. She may have done all that. She may have hurt the little animals, all that stuff.
During Pike's trial, the prosecution was aided by evidence and a confession. Pike was charged with murder and conspiracy to commit murder. On March 22nd, 1996, after only a few hours of deliberation, Pike was found guilty on both counts. On March 30th, she was sentenced to death by electrocution for the murder and 25 years in prison for the conspiracy charge. Now, Tadaryl Shipp received a life sentence without the possibility of parole, and Shadola Peterson, who eventually turned informant, received probation for pleading guilty to being an accessory.
Well, you know what? In this case, I'm with that. Because they used her direct testimony against the other 2 to put them, away forever. And so, yeah, I think from what I heard, the way you laid it out, I think that's good. I mean, you got a solid witness. You got these two who really did it. You know what I mean? I think.
Well, and Christa Pike definitely needs to be behind bars.
Right. And the other dude, I think he was just caught up in it. Like even the carving, like he's trying to be a badass Satanist, or, you know, he's doing what he thinks he should to, you know, do this occult thing that they don't even probably understand the occult. You know, they think they're, you know, the whole Satanist thing. So yeah, but to carve something in someone, I don't care what's going on, that's fucking crazy. Right?
Yeah, that's just cruel.
Yeah.
Now this is where the case ties in with another story that we covered, the Kentucky Vampire Cult. On August 24th, 2001, Christa Pike, with alleged assistance from the inmate Natasha Cornett, who was one of the killers from the Kentucky Vampire Cult episode, attacked and attempted to strangle another inmate named Patricia Jones with a shoestring. Now, they almost succeeded in choking her to death. Christa was convicted of attempted first-degree murder on August 12, 2004. Now, although it is the position of the Tennessee Department of Corrections that Natasha Cornett aided in this crime, they didn't have enough evidence to charge her with helping out. So she didn't get any additional time, even though she's serving a life sentence.
Well, that's crazy, though.
But apparently the two of them ganged up, and they both attacked this Patricia Jones.
And tried to kill her.
Yes.
Yeah. So I remember us mentioning that when we did the Kentucky Vampire Cult, and you mentioned that attack with someone else and all that, but that's really odd. At that time, we thought she was probably the worst of the two.
Right.
The worst of the two. But when you hear Christa Pike's story, oh my God.
Well, it's just interesting to me that you have these two young women, both have dabbled in the occult or have an interest in the occult, both want to portray themselves as, you know, self-proclaimed Satanists, devil worshippers.
Right.
And then they happen to find each other in prison.
Jail. Right.
Become friends and basically plan an attack on another inmate.
That's crazy.
It's just like serendipity.
The bad kind of.
It's very strange.
I'd rather have John Cusack serendipity, not that kind.
In March 2012, Pike had made some escape plans with a corrections officer named Justin Heflin and a New Jersey man named Donald Kohut. Kohut, I guess, had visited Pike in prison, but the details of the relationship aren't exactly known. I don't know if they were like pen pals, like how this relationship came to be, but there was an attempted prison break, and somehow there was some sort of investigation with the Tennessee Department of Corrections, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, and the New Jersey State Police that was able to thwart plans for this prison break.
Yeah, way to go, geniuses.
With these three.
Yeah.
So, of course, you know, Christa is given, I believe, some more time additionally to her sentence for this alleged jailbreak.
I bet it says on the application for prison guard that you should not help the prisoners escape.
Probably.
Check yes or no.
So that has been the story of Christa Pike.
Yeah, I'm glad we finally got back to that one. And that was a very good story. I mean, in a horrible way. That is that poor girl.
There's a lot of information, video on YouTube. So if you're interested in doing some further research for this case, I was able to find multiple interviews with Christa Pike on YouTube.
Ooh, I'm going to check those out.
You can go check them out, and you can just kind of see her energy.
She's crazy.
She is very high-strung. Yeah. I feel like if I had to be in a room with her for 5 minutes, I would need to leave. She's very energetic.
Right.
Very high-strung, but very open in discussing her crimes and talking about it. If you want to go check those out, it can provide you with a little bit more understanding of Christa, her personality, her behavior, and even her take on the crimes she's committed. Wow.
I think I'll look at a couple of those because I would like to, you know, anytime it's an interview with them, that's the only way to really get a feel for who, you know, how they are.
Right.
Like you're describing.
Definitely. Well, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Mountain Murders.
Yes.
You can, of course, follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We're on Instagram, and you can find us on Patreon if you look for Mountain Murders Podcast.
Yes. They're at Patreon for